Good evening, Windsor. Coronations are a declaration of our hopes for the future. On entering Westminster Abbey yesterday, were a pledge of service. Pledge to continue to serve in every corner of the UK, across the Commonwealth, and around the world. I commit myself to serve you all, country and Commonwealth.
Something wild just rocked the royal family. And it wasn't leaked gossip or paparazzi chaos this time. Nope. This came straight from inside the palace. For the first time in modern history, Prince William has officially been declared co-regent, and right beside him, his wife, Catherine, the Princess of Wales. That's right. Both of them were named in a royal proclamation signed off by none other than a frail but still in charge King Charles himself. This ain't just a fancy new title or some symbolic move. This is history in the making. It's a power shift that cracks through centuries of stiff royal tradition. And behind those cold palace walls, sources say emotions were running high. This wasn't politics, it was personal. King Charles didn't just crown his son in waiting, he entrusted him. This was a king leaning on family, choosing his own blood to step up and lead together. And get this, people in the room said it wasn't just formalities. There were tears, real ones, because what happened wasn't just about ruling a kingdom. It was about a father handing over trust, about a future king standing shoulder to shoulder with his wife, and about a monarchy that's finally learning how to adapt before it crumbles. They say a look can speak louder than words. And lately, the glances between King Charles and Prince William have been telling a powerful story. Behind the castle gates, something has shifted. With Charles still quietly battling cancer, a diagnosis revealed over a year ago, it's William who stepped up in ways no one expected. And Charles? He's been leaning on him more than ever before. Sources close to the family say the king is still undergoing treatment, and while the palace has kept things tight-lipped, whispers from insiders paint a more emotional picture. During a quiet moment at Balmoral, behind the scenes of a private family gathering, Charles reportedly pulled William aside, and what he said had everyone shaken. Our shared sense of duty brought us closer. That wasn't just a father talking. That was a monarch showing raw, vulnerable pride in his son. And right there beside William, Catherine. Always. She's been the steady hand through it all. While the royals faced a wave of uncertainty, it was her quiet strength that kept the family from breaking under pressure. One insider even said she's the reason William stayed grounded during the chaos. As Charles continues his fight, with updates swinging between hopeful and heartbreaking, this inner circle is tightening. In July 2025, King Charles shocked everyone with a rare and emotional update. While chatting with a cancer survivor at a public event, he revealed that his health had significantly improved, though he was still undergoing treatment. This came just months after he was quietly hospitalized in March due to side effects that left him visibly weakened. It was a moment that reminded the world, beneath the crown, there's still a fragile man fighting for his life. Royal insiders started noticing the shift. Charles began stepping back from major appearances, focusing more on recovery than royal duties. But instead of chaos, what followed was strategy. This wasn't a retreat. It was a calculated move. And the proclamation that followed? It was all part of the plan. Sources say the decision wasn't made lightly. Charles had been laying the groundwork for months behind the scenes, holding private talks, stressing the importance of family unity. This wasn't a power grab or a pity gesture. It was Charles modernizing the throne on his terms, while still respecting royal tradition. One emotional scene really shook insiders. During a private council meeting, Charles, looking worn but still commanding, placed his hand on William's shoulder. That silent moment, it said it all. A quiet but powerful passing of the torch. You could hear a pin drop. Even the staff felt the weight of it. Then came the official bombshell. In mid-July 2025, Buckingham Palace confirmed it. Prince William was officially named regent, empowered to rule on behalf of the king during any period of indisposition. And in a move that stunned the world, Catherine was appointed co-regent right beside him. Together, they now hold the power to sign bills, lead state visits, and represent the monarchy in full. The official document, sealed with the Privy Council's stamp of approval, shook up royal tradition like never before. It called for shared leadership in a time when the monarchy is clearly at a crossroads. But the real shocker? Catherine being named co-regent. This marks the first time in modern British history that a royal consort has been granted formal regency powers right alongside the heir to the throne. Let that sink in. This isn't just William holding the reins. This is both of them, equal partners in power. Royal insiders say regents have always been solo acts, usually the next in line taking over temporarily. But this is a brand new chapter. William brings the big picture strategy. Catherine, she's the heart, the steady calm. Together, they're rewriting the rules. And guess what? This wasn't some palace suggestion. William reportedly pushed for it. According to someone close to the couple during the drafting phase, he looked right at Catherine and said, "It's only right we face this together." That simple line left her deeply moved, and it sealed her place in history. This isn't just paperwork, folks. It's a full-blown royal transformation. In a single stroke, the monarchy took a sharp turn away from centuries of solo leadership. Think back to the iconic Regency era from 1811 to 1820, when George IV ruled for his mentally ill father. Or even earlier, when William and Mary ruled side by side in the 1600s. A co-regency between a prince and his wife? That's never happened before. We're officially in uncharted territory. The Regency Acts, which got updates in 1937 and more recently, were always clear about who could step in during a monarch's illness or youth. But they never said anything about sharing that power. This move right here? It's breaking the mold. See, counselors of state have been allowed to step in temporarily. But this isn't that. Catherine's role goes far beyond temporary help. She now has the power to veto certain royal decisions. That's a level of authority never given to a royal spouse like this, ever. And it's got historians scrambling to reinterpret centuries of royal protocol. One scholar even said it's giving echoes of Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's beloved consort. But this time, it goes further. This isn't behind-the-scenes influence. This is equal power in black and white. So why now? Sources say this didn't come from royal ambition. It came from necessity. King Charles's advisors were terrified of a worst-case scenario, a chaotic regency with no clear direction. So instead of waiting for disaster, they moved fast. And this new setup? It was the monarchy's way of staying one step ahead. Behind closed doors, the most powerful names in the kingdom met in total secrecy. King Charles himself, even while battling cancer, was fully engaged. He pushed for safeguards, demanded that the crown's integrity stay intact, and made sure this plan would stand strong under pressure. The Privy Council, packed with political heavyweights like the Prime Minister and the Archbishop of Canterbury, analyzed every angle under the Regency Acts. What truly hit different was King Charles putting his heart behind it. Insiders say there was one powerful meeting where the king, speaking in a low but steady voice, praised William and Catherine, saying their bond was the future of the monarchy. It wasn't just a formality. This was personal. The council, usually seen as symbolic, suddenly had real weight, and they used it to rewrite royal protocol for a co-regency. But not everyone was on board at first. Behind those polished walls, tension brewed. Traditionalists pushed back, arguing that this move watered down the heir's solo authority. Still, Charles, sick but unshaken, stood firm. And when the king speaks with that kind of purpose, people listen. One moment that caught everyone off guard, Catherine herself stood up and presented a full breakdown of her charitable efforts, especially in mental health and early childhood. It wasn't just impressive, it was strategic. She showed how her experience could bring a modern edge to royal leadership. And just like that, the mood shifted. What happened next was huge. The council voted unanimously in favor. That's rare. It marked a clear win for collaboration over crusty old convention. This group, with Charles still steering from the front, has guided the crown through storms before, but nothing like this. Now, the public's buzzing and the palace? Even more so. Royal watchers noticed it fast. William and Catherine have leveled up. At a recent state dinner, their body language said it all. Those knowing glances, that quiet confidence. Insiders say it's not just power. its family growing stronger under pressure. By July 2025, the people had spoken, and the response was loud and clear. Public polls showed massive support for the co-regency, with many celebrating Catherine's inclusion as a long-overdue nod to gender equality in the monarchy. But of course, not everyone was clapping. Some old-school conservatives started whispering about tradition and possible power clashes behind the scenes. Classic panic. Still, inside the palace, the vibe was all celebration. One royal aide spilled that after the news dropped, King Charles was beaming at a private family lunch, even raised a glass, toasting this bold new chapter. William, ever the realist, was overheard telling someone that this setup gave him a chance to actually balance being a father and a future king. And with Catherine by his side, that balance finally felt possible. Let's not forget, earlier this year, Catherine went through her own health battle, undergoing preventative chemotherapy, and the way she bounced back? Legendary. Her strength didn't just inspire the family, it cemented her as a key royal power player. Sources say emotions behind closed doors were real. There were hugs, there were tears, and for the Wales family, this wasn't just political. It was deeply personal. One expert even said this shift didn't just update the rulebook, it cracked open the royal heart. And Catherine? She's officially stepped into a whole new role. Not just the graceful consort, but now a central voice in how the crown moves forward. Behind palace walls, Catherine's been grinding in silence, prepping for this moment for years. Insiders now reveal she's been quietly attending private briefings on global politics, royal security, and diplomatic strategy. No cameras, no headlines, just pure dedication. She wasn't in it for the glitz. She was in it for real influence. Forget the tiaras. For Catherine, it's always been about purpose. She's laser-focused on making an impact, especially in areas like mental health and childhood development. Her Shaping Us campaign, it didn't just make noise, it changed conversations around the world. Flashback to May 2025, the Chelsea Flower Show. Catherine made headlines again, but not for what she wore. It was how she moved, how she owned every moment. Her grace with designers, her warmth with guests, all while standing in front of a newly debuted rose named after her. That flower wasn't just a tribute. It was a symbol of how deeply she's rooted herself in public life. Even in casual moments with her kids, Catherine's style is next level. A soft whisper, a light hand on the shoulder, turning potential chaos into pure class. That quiet control, it's what's making her co-regency feel effortless. And William knows it too. In a recent interview, he didn't hold back, saying their partnership is the engine behind everything, from raising their kids to navigating state duties. He called her empathy and sharp intuition priceless during these chaotic transitions. One of the most touching parts of this co-regency? How it's quietly reshaping the entire family dynamic. Even with the pressures of power and public life, Catherine's making sure the kids stay grounded, weaving real-life routines into a world that's anything but normal. Take Prince George, now 12, and slowly being eased into his future role as heir. While the world watches, Catherine keeps him rooted in the now, juggling school runs, football games, and just enough royal exposure to prepare him without stealing his childhood. Then there's Princess Charlotte, the 10-year-old already showing signs of being her mama's twin in poise and confidence. At Wimbledon in July 2025, she turned heads in a matching outfit with Catherine, but the real moment, when Catherine stepped back into the public eye after her brutal cancer journey, and the crowd rose to their feet. A full standing ovation that had Charlotte beaming beside her. And little Prince Louis, the 7-year-old spark plug of the family, is still all mischief and giggles. But Catherine's got him wrapped in that perfect mix of play and calm. People still talk about Wimbledon 2024 when he had a moment of nerves and Catherine just leaned down, said a few soft words, and boom, he was back to smiling like nothing happened. Her parenting style isn't about strict rules or stiff traditions. It's all emotional intelligence. She's raising future royals with real-life strength, right under the palace's watchful glare. Royal insiders have been saying it for years. Catherine's got razor-sharp discipline when it comes to managing her priorities. But But ever since her health scare, that focus has hit a whole new level. She's laying the blueprint for her future as queen consort, and it's clear what matters most: family, purpose, and power with intention. People close to the couple say Catherine's been the quiet force modernizing royal life, pulling the monarchy into the digital age. She's swapped out outdated royal fluff for real, community-first engagement. She's added virtual events, streamlined appearances, and made it all feel human again. And now, with the co-regency in full swing, she's got the power to co-sign on major decisions. From charity patronages tied to her passions to even influencing conversations on state-level issues like climate and sustainability. That's trust. And William's giving it to her, no hesitation. It's a silent revolution. And it's been years in the making, shaped by her journey from art history student to hands-on mom, and now a global symbol of quiet strength. Her return to public life in 2025 was nothing short of triumphant. Whether it was trooping the color in June or turning heads at the Order of the Garter in that show-stopping white self-portrait dress, Catherine showed up like a queen already in motion. Behind the scenes, the emotion is real. Sources say there was a private dinner after the co-regency announcement where Catherine, overwhelmed with gratitude, teared up while talking to William. She reflected on how far she's come, from the shy girl who captured his heart at university to the woman who stood tall through cancer, finishing chemo in late 2024, and coming back stronger than ever. Now, she's not just a royal, she's the rock of the institution, a steady presence redefining what royalty even means. One Palisade said it best: she's doing it with grace, grit, and a whole lot of heart. Catherine's role in this co-regency isn't just historic, it's personal. She's living proof that true power doesn't always come with a crown. Sometimes it comes through partnership and purpose. And with her and William steering the ship during King Charles' recovery, the monarchy isn't just surviving, it's transforming right before our eyes. This isn't a temporary patch job. William and Catherine are straight-up architects of the future, building something leaner, smarter, and more real. Insiders say they're working behind closed doors to flip the script, not by tossing out tradition, but by blending it with a modern mindset that actually fits today's world. Word from the palace: William is putting together a game plan for a stripped-down, impact-driven monarchy. That means fewer frills, tighter operations, and a sharper focus on causes that actually matter. When the time comes for his coronation, don't expect royal excess. Expect a ceremony that's efficient, intentional, and totally different from what we've seen before. There's even talk of William ditching Buckingham Palace as a full-time residence. Instead, he wants to flip it into a public hub, a place where people connect with the crown, not just stare at it from the gates. And through all of this, the mission stays clear. Make it matter, whether it's Catherine driving forward family-focused initiatives, or William doubling down on causes like sustainability with the Earthshot Prize, or mental health with Heads Together. This duo is building something that speaks to a whole new generation. Catherine isn't just stepping into power. She's bringing her biggest passion with her. Her Shaping Us campaign, launched back in 2023, has already made serious waves. But now, with the weight of the co-regency behind her, she's ready to take it to a whole new level. This is no PR project. It's a mission to reshape society from the ground up, starting with how we treat our youngest. Recent updates from her foundation show major moves. New mental health resources rolled out to nursery schools across London. We're talking real tools, not just for kids, but for educators too, to help build emotional strength from the very beginning. That's the kind of long-game strategy that could shift generations. Earlier this year, Catherine dropped an open letter where she didn't mince words. She's in this for life. She's determined to spark a national conversation about early childhood and build a support system that every kid, no matter their background, can rely on. And now, with her co-regency powers, she can push this vision even further, maybe even into national policy. For the royal family, this setup is a blessing. With William and Catherine sharing the load, King Charles finally has space to focus fully on his recovery. As of July 2025, he's been feeling much stronger and sharing optimistic updates, though his treatment continues. Insiders say this breathing room is exactly what the king needed, and it's keeping the monarchy alive and thriving. There's even talk behind closed doors of younger royals stepping into low-key advisory roles, offering fresh ideas while William locks in on building a tight, focused team to keep things sharp and moving forward. Some palace sources are whispering about bringing back a few extended royals for hand-picked duties. Not a full return, but a strategic one. It's all about balancing tradition with innovation, keeping the old-school charm while leveling up for a new era. But let's be clear, this isn't a revolution. It's a quiet evolution, one step at a time. But every move is calculated. And guess who's watching it all unfold? Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and little Prince Louis. This co-regency is becoming their blueprint, showing them what real partnership, equality, and resilience look like in action. They're not just learning how to wave on balconies. They're learning how to lead. One palace insider said it best. It's about creating options, not boxes. That means letting the next generation carve out their own roles in a way that makes sense, not just copy-paste tradition. Whether this sparks a smoother transition when William takes the throne, or even pushes more reforms like increased transparency or global outreach, one thing's for sure. The ripple effect is massive. This isn't just shifting structure. It's reshaping the monarchy's soul. It's becoming something more human, more in tune with the times. And at the center of it all, Charles, approving this bold move while still in treatment, proving his legacy isn't just survival, it's trust. What's your take on this royal shakeup? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.